Today's episode of This Week in Startups is brought to you by Wistia. Take control of your video marketing with powerful tools and analytics built specifically for business. Go to wistia.com/twist to get your free Wistia account today. And by Citrix GoToMeeting. Meeting is believing. Sign up for a free 30-day trial by using the promo code TWIST. Visit gotomeeting.com today. And by AWS Activate, the Amazon Web Services Startup Program. It's easy to start and scale your business with AWS. Visit aws.amazon.com/activate.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Calacanis. I'm here at the Recode Conference in Southern California. As you can see, we got the beautiful coastline behind us. And thanks to my friends, Kara Swisher and Walt Mossberg, for allowing me to do some interviews here. I saw Yossi Vardi was in the audience. He's a legendary Israeli angel investor who invested in ICQ and sold it for hundreds of millions of dollars. And he understands startups and product. He's an absolute legend and a delight and hilarious. And we sat down here at the conference to talk about entrepreneurship and investing in companies. It's an amazing episode. You're going to love it. Stick with us.
That's what it's all about, man. They said money is the root of all evil. What? Funny how it feeds my people. Yeah. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money, and defeat you. Yeah. Money is the root of all evil. What? Funny how it feeds my people. Yeah. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money, and defeat you.
Hey everybody, welcome to the program. I am thrilled today to have an old friend of mine, Yossi Vardi, legendary angel investor in close to 100 companies, and just an amazing entrepreneur and angel investor who has touched so many entrepreneurs' lives. Welcome to the program, Yossi.
Nice to be here, Jason.
So you've invested in 85 companies over the years. The most
in the internet one.
The internet, yeah. And I think the most recognizable one was ICQ, which did extraordinary. When was this company started, and when did it sell? And just give people a little background on that amazing.
This is a very old story, Jason.
It's an old story, but an important one.
It was created in '96 by 4 young Israeli kids. They created the first internet-wide instant messaging. The company was independent for exactly 19 months. After 19 months, AOL came and bought it. And overnight, I was the first investor. And overnight, we became tall, blonde, thin, blue eyes, and we are invited to appear on Jason Calacanis' show.
Exactly. You became beautiful. But it was a huge acquisition at the time. It was the largest acquisition, I think, in the internet space that had ever occurred, and it was the early days of the internet. But this product, if you look today at, a lot of the communication products we see on iPhone, this was the early instant messaging pioneer.
Yeah, but it was more than that. It was actually a whole social network, because there were groups and groups of interest and all kinds of ways for people to manifest and to show what they are doing, etc., which was part of the total package.
And how did AOL ever find out about this product? And did they have Instant Messenger going at the time? Or?
Yeah, they had Instant Messenger, which was being offered only to their users. And at that time, AOL and us were the only people in the world who understood the power of social offering, because AOL at that time was the #1 provider of internet connection, and kids throve to AOL because of the instant messenger, and we were kind of totally taken away, taken back, taken somewhere by the numbers of new users. Every day, 100,000 users came to download the program. So when AOL learned about it, they practically made a very important strategic decision to buy it and to postpone that way to protect their turf. And I'm mentioning it because some people are asking about the price of WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, yeah.
WhatsApp, and
$19 billion for
$19 billion,
Facebook.
no revenue.
Yeah.
What is the logic? The logic is not when you look on WhatsApp, but when you look on Facebook plus WhatsApp. So this
So
is
explain,
how it,
yeah.
So this is how you have to understand it. That Facebook paid, let's say, 10% for a product which on the one hand will enhance their offering, will make it very sticky, will not fall to the hands of the competition, and AOL have done the same decision at that time.
And so that Facebook is giving up 10% of their market cap, but it's a very high market cap, as most people would agree. And so it's defensive, and it also is accretive to the existing product line.
Right. It's both defensive and enhancing the user experience. Because today, you cannot have a real offering without a very strong social thread through the offering. Will it be e-commerce or video or television or whatever you
What was
you
AOL worth at the time when they made this $300 million acquisition? They worth $3 billion or
No, they were, at that time, were 20 billion.
$20 billion?
Yeah, they paid for us 2% of their...
So an easy purchase for them, for a company with millions of users at that time.
Yeah, I have to say something very interesting. If you look on the history of the internet, the top people of AOL were true visionaries of the industries. It was mainly Steve Case, but he was around him. He created a group of very visionary people, and this is how they took the whole space from 95 until 2000 by a storm.
Yeah.
By the way, I was delighted to see that Steve is here with us in the conference. It's always fun to see him.
Yeah, and he's still doing a bunch of startup work, investing like crazy and stuff.
He's doing both startup. I don't have to speak on his behalf. You should interview him. But
Yep.
as usual, in top of his for business, he's also very much involved in non-profit enhancing entrepreneurship, both in America and now. He told me yesterday that now we begin to take this activity of him. Former name was Startup America, also overseas.
So Startup Israel maybe could be coming or something. Who knows?
Who knows?
So let's talk a little bit about product. You have always had a major focus on the design of the product and how well it was constructed, even long before today's incredible focus on it. What's your philosophy around building products?
Okay, first of all, it's not me. Again, it's always my talented partners. You know, I
Of course,
invested in
yes.
85 companies. If my life would be dependent on it, I cannot create nothing. You know, the only thing I can do is associate myself with talented, nice people. So this is what I learned from them. But what I learned in ICQ very early, you know, as I mentioned, we had like one of the biggest, if not the biggest. Actually, it was the biggest download offering. For 7 years, we were number one on download.com. 7 consecutive years, we were number one. And I ask myself all the time, why, what make people coming in these huge numbers to download the product? I think at that time we had at 1.20% market share of all the internet, which was quite amazing. And when you begin to look into it, you have to realize that it has to do with the user experience. At that time, again, it was not so well understood. And my guys, the guys with whom I backed to created ICQ, were very keen about very little delicate things. On the one hand, they created a very simple product. On the other hand, they embedded in it all kinds of Easter eggs and humor. And for the advanced user, they offered all kinds of discovered bells and whistles. So they developed a whole philosophy, which at that time was kind of not understood, but they surprised the world. It was a wow kind of a product.
So why?
And I tried, you know, this I learned from them. I tried to look for companies which offer the same kind of thing.
What is it about the small details that matter in product? I mean, how should we look at it as entrepreneurs?
Where are you driving me?
I'm going to a certain direction because you have some philosophies about product design that I think resonate with people, some metaphors and analogies.
Yeah,
perhaps
metaphors
even.
which I gave in one of your early
Yeah.
events.
Maybe 20 years ago you gave a great metaphor.
Not
that
20 years
no,
ago.
15 maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I
Los
was
Angeles.
invited by Jason to speak in one of his great conferences, and
Yeah.
we spoke about what drive people to a product, and I gave him the example that if you have a new Mercedes, as many of you or some of you know, Jason have 2 dogs, which he thinks that he owns them. Actually, the dogs own Jason. You still
They
have
do.
the 2 dogs?
I still have the 2 bulldogs, yes.
Yeah.
Taurus and Fondue.
Yeah, they are amazing.
Amazing, yeah. 8 years old.
So we 8 years old.
Yeah, they're on the back 9.
So
Couple years left.
you are getting old.
I am getting very old, yes. I feel old.
So there were these 2 dogs, and I told Jason, if you buy a new Mercedes with all just from the dealer, and you open the door and you find that your dog, how you say it in neat English?
Has gone to the bathroom?
No, have done metabolism.
Taking a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the seat, you cannot drive it anymore. Or if you drive it, the experience is not going to be very heartwarming.
Right. So
So-
even a beautiful Mercedes with the great leather and all the features, top of
With
the line.
it's enough that there will be one annoying something which will drive the users away from the,
Right. So you have to look for that pile of dog shit in your product.
yeah, you have to look, yes.
And when you find it, you've got to clean up the shit.
No, you have to find people who will create a product that you don't have to clean any shit.
Yes. So no
You
shit.
have to look, no shit. You have to look for the best talents you can get. And Jason, maybe you should train your dogs to,
Not shit in the car.
yeah.
All right. When we get back from this commercial break, I want to talk to you about entrepreneurs. What makes a great entrepreneur, and what are the core qualities when we get back from this important message? What an amazing episode we're having here at the Recode Conference. And Yossi Vardi is just an amazing angel investor and intelligent guy. So glad he came on the program. And, you know, this program is brought to you by partners. And the partners we have for the program are the people who make the tools that I and my team use here at This Week in Startups and the launch and at Inside. And I love Wistia. Wistia is a fantastic product for hosting video on your site, on other people's sites. It's incredibly affordable. And people like MailChimp and Moz and Blank Label and This Week in Startups use it. They have over 50,000 customers. This is software as a service. What that means is people pay a modest amount for it. They get a ton of value, but none of the branding has to be given to some third party who wants to steal all the traffic off your site at the end of your video or during your video or when people click on your video, right? This is a video provider, Wistia, that cares about people making a deeper connection with you, with your company, with your product. And so they designed this product to get you more traffic, to increase engagement in your products. And we use it here. My favorite feature is it lets you capture email addresses. So the other platforms where you might post your video, they're going to just suck all that traffic for themselves. They're going to take all those emails for themselves, and you can't customize anything. If you watch our videos at thisweekinstartups.com, we ask you, hey, would you like to get more information about This Week in Startups? Would you like to know about live shows? And we collect every day dozens of emails. Those are worth, like literally $5 each to me because I resell those people, those emails. I don't resell the emails, but I re-email them and say, hey, I'm having a conference here. It costs $1,000. Not everybody goes, but if I get one of those people to go, holy cow, cha-ching, the register goes off. Email equals money. And using Wistia allows me to collect all those emails. For me, that's super important. You can get a free Wistia account today. Wistia, and that's WISTIA.com/twist. Wistia.com/twist. Go ahead and sign up. No credit card is required, and the first 5 videos are free. They also have incredible analytics that we love to see here because it shows us exactly when people drop off, when I get boring in a program, or the guest, but typically me. And we can see when they drop off or when they tune in and where they're coming from, what city, etc. Beautiful metrics, easy to use, gorgeous design, no nonsense from other parties trying to intercept your traffic. It's just wonderful. And if you would like to thank them on your Twitter handle, I would personally appreciate it. So say thank you at Wistia for supporting at Jason. Let's get back to this amazing episode. Hey everybody, it's Jason Calacanis. This is This Week in Startups, my podcast where I talk to great entrepreneurs, angel investors. And today on the program, Yossi Vardi, legendary angel investor. You said something that I took note of earlier. You like to invest in not just talented people who understand how to make those beautiful products, but nice people. what is it about your assessment of people being nice that leads you to want to invest in them or not nice? Because some people do think, hey, you know, sometimes these bastards who have like a cutthroat approach, like they're going to make more money. But you see the world a little differently, I suspect.
Yeah, first of all, the fact that I try to be associated with nice people, it's not necessarily optimizing the financial benefit from my investments, but it definitely has to do with optimizing my total benefit from my investment. And Jason, by now you know, as I know, that you invest for a number of reasons. One of them, sure, it's a financial game. You want to succeed. You want to get nice return on your investment. But not less important is to derive some kind of joy or satisfaction or I don't know how to call it, but you want to feel comfortable with, at least comfortable with the investment, if not happy and joyous with the investment. And if you associate yourself with jerks, then why you are working, you know? So what is the benefit? You get more money and you get very unsatisfactory experience. So this is the experience not of the internet user, but of the investor. I think the quality of the people, not only you will speak with any seasoned investor, he will tell you the same thing. You know, they are happy to invest, but they want to see the young guys. Usually we invest with much younger guys. You know, most of my partners are 1/3 of my age and 3 times as smart as I. And honestly, you know, seriously, I take a joy to see how they are developing. And if you are working with nice guys, it gives you so much more outcome or income, not financial income from the investment. So this is why I try to associate myself with young guys. I watch their development. I watch their sorrow when a company goes down the drain, which happen quite often. Out of my 85 investments, I got very nice 23 exits, but I got also 27 companies which were closed. And the closing company is never a happy moment, especially when you are invest with a young guy that, you know, for 3, 4, 5 years, he put all his soul and all his time and all his alternative income, which he gave away, and most important, he put 3 or 4 years, which he will never be able to recoup. You know, if you lose money, you will make it after a year, half a year, 2 years again. But these guys are putting on stake their best years, the best years of their life, and it's a big joy when they are doing a successful exit, and it's really unpleasant when they lose. When they lose, usually, if they are nice guys, I invite them to a discussion, and I always tell them that the same thing, you know, that I'm very happy with the investment which I made with them, in spite of the fact that I lost on this one, because in my industry, if you don't lose, it means you are not taking risks. And if you are not taking risks, you also cannot make the winning investors. And I tell them, usually they feel very defensive, you know, they lost my money, you know.
Right.
And then I explain to them that they put into the game something which is much more important. It's their talent, their alternative income from doing something else, and their best years.
Yeah.
So, and we stay and continue to stay friends.
What are the other qualities you think make great entrepreneurs, and what are the qualities you think, you know, if you have these qualities, you probably shouldn't be an entrepreneur? Because you've seen so many, and the pattern recognition is there.
You know, it's very hard to give the algorithm of entrepreneur. And also, I don't believe that you can teach somebody to be entrepreneur.
Can't be taught.
Can be taught. You can enhance it. You can provide him with some tools. You can provide him with some stories about how to behave in different situations. But either you have it or you don't have it. A good entrepreneur is waking up in the morning and ask himself, what can I go and do something new? He's not looking for the beaten track. He take a big machete, how do you call it?
Machete, yeah. Big knife, yeah.
Look where the grass is highest and go and begin to cut the grass and he may hit snakes or lions, he's not deterred by it. And then if he fails, he will stand up and try it again. And as you and I discussed it many times, it was best described by the virtues of entrepreneur were described by your president Teddy Roosevelt in his famous speech which he gave in 1910 in Paris, The Man in the Arena, where he says that the guy who goes into the arena is the guy who have to be respected, etc., even if he fail and even if he's smeared with dust and blood, because at least he tried to make something great rather than the white faces, frozen faces who are sitting around the arena and just watching it. So the entrepreneur want to go to the arena, want to take charge, want to win, want to succeed. And if he fails, he is not discouraged. He will try again, like a mountain climber who go back to base camp, regroup, and go and try it again.
So resiliency is absolutely essential.
Jason, you are a great entrepreneur.
Well, thank you.
What makes you a great entrepreneur? What are the virtues?
I guess I don't like to lose and I don't give up.
Yeah, but this is, many people don't like to lose and don't like to give up. I would say that knowing how to lose is the thing, not willing to lose. Maybe not willing to lose is decreasing your ability to be entrepreneur.
So I know how to move on from the loss, definitely, yeah. Moving on from loss is a key piece, isn't it?
Yeah. You and I got some hits, in our history.
Yeah.
And so we got them, so we swallow our saliva and continue the game.
And people don't tend to even remember the failures, do they, historically? Now that, you get 10, 20, 30, 40 years into a career, they only remember the wins, it seems like to me.
No, I don't think so. I always brag about my failures, and I will tell you why. Because I think talking openly about your failures increase your failing immune system. You are not scared to do something because somebody will criticize you. I tell them, you are going to criticize me that I'm a failure? I'm a failure. I'm testifying that I'm a failure.
It's out there.
Yeah.
It has, yeah. It doesn't scare me. I failed on these projects brutally.
What was your biggest failure?
Wow, my biggest failure. I guess with Mahalo, I was super dependent on one source of traffic, like the SEO thing, and grew a dependency that became abnormal and wasn't able to really get a diversification of traffic, even though we had big revenue, $10 million run rate and 17 million unique visitors in the peak. I was completely dependent on one source of traffic, Google. It was a big mistake to not diversify and focus more on the actual product, the actual Mercedes. I got probably a little too caught up in the growth curve and addicted to just seeing it go up every month as opposed to listening to the customers and saying, hey, how do we actually make this product better for them?
It still hurt your pride?
No, not at all, because I think I learned a huge lesson from it, and I'm so happy with how the new product, Inside.com, has gone. With all the lessons I learned from that, I now carry that into this product saying, hey, we have to have traffic from social, from SEO, from the apps, and more important than all those growth strategies, I'm just talking to the top 50 users on an email list every week and asking them what they love about the product.
Good.
And it's closed the gap for me as an entrepreneur between trying to be a big success and just trying to be successful for the top 50 users.
Before Mahalo, you had?
Weblogs Inc., of course, the blogging company.
Which went to?
18 months, $30 million exit, yeah.
Yeah. For how much you offered me to invest in the company?
You were going to invest $100K at I think you would have had 5% of the company.
You have a very good memory.
Yeah, and so you would have made $1.5 million.
So you owe me 1.5. I'm willing to invest, now I'm willing to invest.
I'll go back again.
You are a man, you are not a man of your word,
Yeah,
you are reneging. You are reneging
In
on it.
fairness, it was my mistake too, because I had set up the company for some reason. I was naive as an LLC, but it was very hard for you to. I remember exactly it was hard for you to invest. I should have just corrected that as a S corporation. But the truth is, actually, Mark Cuban took your shares and invested $300.
Good for him.
Turned it into, 15 times that. So he made 4.5
So
million.
we may fail not only by executing not good, but by missing great opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, what was your biggest miss? I mean, who did you meet with and then say like, oh my God?
I have, my career is missing, between the misses here and there, I had some exit. But I will tell you when Waze was sold.
Waze?
Just a minute. When Waze was sold to Google, I was asked by one of the newspapers in Israel to write a column about it, and I think Waze is a heck of a product. I cannot leave home with. It's the epitome, the ultimate.
Yeah.
Very nice user interface, crowdsourcing, smart, really a product. This is the
top 10 app of all time.
The best of the internet. So they offered me to invest at $5 million, and I told them, $5 million, are you crazy? For what? For maps that people will create inaccurately? So I passed on $5 million, and I wrote it in the newspaper.
They sold for $2 billion or $1 billion?
For $1 billion.
That's 200 times your money. You would have put in 250?
Whatever.
What do you normally put in, like 100, 500?
I put, on average, 300, but I start lower, and then I increase it.
300 times 10 is 3 million, times 100 is 30 million, times 200 is 60 million. $60 million because you couldn't get comfortable with the $5 million valuation. You wrote it in the newspaper. You owned your mistake.
Okay, no, but this is just the beginning of the story.
Okay, here we go. $60 million lost.
Then there come, I get an email the next day from a friend of mine, and he wrote to me, why you are bragging that you didn't invest in Waze at $5 million? I offered you to invest in this huge, gigantic, how you say? Monster. Juggernaut gas field, and you didn't invest, and you passed on $500 million. So brag on that one. So from then on,
This is your column.
Pardon?
You're a columnist in Israel writing about all the great investments you passed on.
Yeah, and I tell you what is the moral of the story.
What is the moral?
The moral of the story.
Because you're laughing about losing hundreds of millions of dollars.
I'm not.
Are you crying or laughing right now? I can't tell, Yossi.
I didn't lose them, I didn't make them. But
you never had them.
I made enough, to finish the month. I'm not complaining. But the moral of the story is the following, that number one, in Israel you have really terrific opportunity. And number two, you don't want to be in the position that every deal in the country is coming on your table, because you cannot make all of them, and most of the deals you are going to miss. So this is the conclusion.
So you are drowning in so many deals you can't pick it. All right, when we get back from this final commercial break.
How you like this story?
It's incredible. I mean, the anti-portfolio is always, I think, very revealing as investors, because you have to question, I think, in a way, why you didn't see it. And in most cases, I know for myself and I know for somebody like yourself, you are a positive person who looks at all the ways something could be possible. And so then you have to analyze what was it, the baggage that kept you from being able to write the check? And in your case, it was the $5 million valuation.
Yeah,
sometimes there's things I can't see.
The reason is different, I think. The reason is Warren Buffett once said something which I identify with it very much. He said, develop a methodology, leave the sentiment aside, and stick to your methodology. So I developed a methodology which worked for me. Very nice, to put it.
All right, when we get back from this commercial break, we're going to hear Yossi Vardi's methodology for investing in companies. Stick with us. Hi, yes, Citrix GoToMeeting. Meeting is believing. I have been a GoToMeeting user for literally, it's going on a decade. I love this product. I literally used it 3 or 4 times today. Why do I use this product? It works every time. It's completely stable, and there's no nonsense. And I tell you, when I'm trying to get on a phone call, when I'm investing in a company or I'm one of my investors or I'm meeting with a partner, I don't have time for nonsense. The meeting can't start 20 minutes late. The meeting has to start 20 seconds early. And it has to be stable, and it has to be fast, and it has to work on phones and tablets and desktops, and people have to be able to call in from the airport. And sharing screens is effortless with Citrix GoToMeeting. And that's really the use case for me. I literally, during meetings, will switch the presenter mode 2 or 3 times. And there's a really killer feature that I love, which is I will give the presenter mode to, let's say, a startup that is pitching me, Jason Calacanis, the angel investor. Then I can request the keyboard. So I can go use the product on their computer when they're showing me the prototype. This is mind-blowing stuff, and it's only available in GoToMeeting, and it's really just a great product. Oh, by the way, HD Faces is the best video conferencing ever. I mean, literally, it's crisp, it's clean, and other services, I got to tell you, when you start using them and you see the fidelity go down, it's because it's a free service. You get what you pay for. If you want to be a professional, if you want to land professional angel investors and have professional conferences with partners, pay the modest amount that GoToMeeting charges to get the world's best service. You wouldn't want a free anything that is this important as communicating with your partners. It's nuts. Anyway, I love it. And you can try it free by going to gotomeeting.com and clicking on the try it free button, and then use the promo code TWiST, TWiST. Please, please, please go to GoToMeeting and try it free. Click that try it free button and use the program code TWiST, the promo code TWiST. It's a fabulous product. I use it all the time. Literally, it's a delight for me to read this ad for Citrix at GoToMeeting, because if you use it, you will love it. Anybody, literally, when you open up my GoToMeeting, you'll see there's 15 different meetings I have for the next 2 or 3 days. So I live in this thing, and my companies live in this, and it's wonderful, and it works, and it's stable, and I can trust it. I could go on for an hour. Instead, I'll just say thank you at GoToMeeting, and you should say thank you at GoToMeeting on your Twitter handle if you love this program. All right, let's get back to Yossi Vardi. Okay, welcome back. It's This Week in Startups at the Recode Conference here in Southern California. What an amazing event. Thank you to my friends Walt Mossberg and Kara Swisher and the amazing team at Recode. Go check out recode.net and follow Kara Swisher and Walt Mossberg on Twitter. What an amazing event. As I said earlier, it's the only event I actually go to as an audience member. I host my own events, so I don't really have time to go to events. And I don't go to events when I'm not speaking, that much of an egomaniac. But I will come to this event and pay for a ticket because I get so much value from the great stuff that I see on stage and also the amazing audience. And in that amazing audience, Yossi Vardi, legendary angel investor from Israel, investing in 85 companies, missing some huge ones. But now you have a thesis that you stick to when angel investing. Let me hear it.
Okay, my way of investing, which is one of the many ways to do, is what they teach in Wharton as high beta, highly diversified, high volatility portfolio investments.
High beta, high volatility, high diversity.
High diversity portfolio investment. And among us, the seasoned investor, we call it spray and pray.
That's the technical term. Spray, and then you pray.
Yeah. And if you do spray, the thesis goes like this, to try to explain it very shortly. If you have high volatility, it means that the values can move from 0 to
billions.
To billions. Yeah, to literally billions.
It has happened, yeah.
Not very often, but it happens. Now, if you don't do leverage, and if you invest equal amount on each one of your investment, you may lose 1x. You may lose 1x. Once you lost 1x, it's kept. But you can make 30x or 300x or 3000x or whatever.
Yeah.
So you can afford to make number of losses, and this will be corrected by one good exit. Now, of course, you have to find the relations for...
1 second. And this is a live show. We have a plane going by. And we'll leave this all in. We won't edit it. Okay, so one mistake you were saying could make up if it gives a 3,000x return of all these little 1x mistakes.
Yeah, so
Keep going.
And usually the probability is that because of the high volatility, that the ups are more than covering the mistakes.
Got it.
Now, the question you should ask yourself, why not everybody is doing it?
Yeah, why is not everybody doing spray and pray?
That's a good question. A good question. I will answer you.
I'm a great interviewer. I came up with that question.
Because the emotional payment for the failures are not according the size, but every time you fail, you'll get a slap on your cheek. So
I feel it.
you feel it. Yeah,
I feel it.
Yeah, all of us know it. You know, you make a loss, you get a hit. So for most of the people, it's very hard to take 10 hits before they make one exit, and people are risk averse, so they stay away from this thing. And I like to do it, and I like to do it in a very early stage, because in the very early stage, the investment is small and the volatility is very high. And the higher the volatility, the better the model work. But the higher the volatility, the more punishment you get by the number of many small losses. So that's the philosophy.
Yeah.
And this is how I invest. I'm not interested in the idea, because you and I know that it's about execution, not about ideas. And I'm interested in the talent, because the talent increases the probability of success. And I'm interested in the virtues of the person, because we discuss it that you would like to drive or to derive from the investment some values which are not financial values. So that's the model. It's very simple. In order to qualify for it, you need two things. One is the ability to write checks very quickly, and the other one is not to think much. If you are able not to think much and to write check very quickly, you can employ this model.
So for stupid people with a lot of checks, this is a good strategy. It's a winning strategy.
It's winning strategy if they can identify the talent, because...
Let's talk about that a little bit. You said ideas, maybe it doesn't matter as much.
Ideas are overrated.
Why are they overrated so much?
Ideas are overrated because you can have an idea, and the guy behind this wall, somebody can sit with the similar idea, and he's doing it a little bit better than you.
And he wins.
He's doing it simpler. He's doing it a little bit more compelling.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. We started with ICQ. We created ICQ. We counted up to 1,000 competitors.
1,000 competitors to ICQ.
1,000 competitors to ICQ. Nobody was able to crack it other than AOL, who was in the space with a limited offering, which was only for the users. Yahoo tried to move to it. Microsoft invested big money and was able to carve out market size. But for many years, until Skype came, nobody was able to crack it. And then Skype came when the bandwidth began to be a little bit wider. They added voice, and I don't know if you remember, they added a very nice voice. They came with a codec which instead of 3K, it's offered, I think, 8.2K bandwidth.
Started to sound like AM radio.
Right. And
as
they
opposed
added
to a CD.
one feature which is attractive, boom.
Right. Not dog shit. A good feature.
A good feature.
And now let's talk a little bit about Israel. There's 5 million people in the country? 6 million? How many people?
No, we are now 8.2.
8.2. Yet you have so many startups there.
So many.
And many more startups than we see in, even New York. I mean, it's second only to Silicon Valley. Why? Is the question. Why is there such an entrepreneurial bent in this tiny country that is...
You know my answer, or you don't know my answer?
Well, I want to hear your answer. Tell me. Why is it?
Okay. Different people give different explanation. Education, higher education institutes.
Are there good higher education institutes there?
Military service.
Military service, sure. Mandatory.
Military sought the people, drug the computer savvy guys to elite technological unit, hone them. They are able to find matches, team members and friends that together with them they go and create startups.
So teamwork.
And they do the building of the team with people that they know, so they create really very effective teams. Spin-offs, you heard about this pill with the camera and the flashlight and the transmitter that you swallow in order to have colonoscopy.
Yeah, sure.
This came out of a vision missile with vision guided. And,
a different type of missile.
Yeah, and these guys redefined the phrase, the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the government support, etc. But I will tell you what is the real.
So not the military, not the higher education.
All of these things are the fuel, but what is the spark plug?
Yeah, tell me.
You see, this is the fuel, this is the mixture, but you need a spark plug of entrepreneurship, and this is provided by the Jewish mother.
The Jewish
The
mother.
Jewish mother, you see?
Ah.
And Jewish mother, in order to be a Jewish mother, you don't need to be Jewish and you don't need to be female. Jewish mother is not ethnic, it's not gender, it's a mindset.
It's a state of mind.
It's a state of mind,
Got it.
like telling your son, after all what we have done for you, asking you for Nobel Prize. One Nobel Prize is really too much when he's 6 years old.
Yeah.
Or tying the kids to the leg of the table and forcing him to play violin for 8 hours a day.
Yes.
You see? So this is where it's all starts. Every kid in Israel has a Jewish mother, which drive him crazy to achieve, to change the world, to go and do things. And this is a cultural thing. Entrepreneurship is not about technology, it's about culture. It's about the spirit of the man. And when you suck it with your mother milk, you grow entrepreneur. And the Jewish mother have her ways how to embed it in her kids. She usually use guilt feelings.
Guilt. This is the powerful driver of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, guilt feeling. I already said it many times. My mother always told me that I'm an idiot while all my cousins are smart. So I had no alternative, but I had to go and execute. By the way, I know that you are from a Greek origin.
Yes, I'm Greek. Kalakanis is Greek, yes.
You know what is the difference between Greek mother and Jewish mother?
I don't. Tell me, Yossi.
What is the difference? I will tell you. Greek mother tell her son, you finish the food from the plate or I will kill you. Jewish mother tell her son, you finish everything from the plate or I will kill myself. Much more...
different. Different.
Much more powerful.
Much more effective.
Yeah.
The guilt is much more effective. Let me ask you this. The country is always in a state of defense or uncertainty. Sometimes,
uncertainty.
Bombs are dropping. There's another country, a couple of countries over, who wants to see you wiped off the face of the planet. It's the only time in the UN in decades that one country has actually said we want to just get rid of an entire country, and they let the guy speak there. And how do the entrepreneurs and the people of Israel stay so focused on building companies when you could have a Scud missile and those things dropping around you?
We are used to it 2,000 years,
2,000.
So no news, You guys, the Greek came to Jerusalem and they went back to Greekland or whatever, and the Roman came and these guys came and so we are used to it. It makes you. We have a saying that what is things which don't kill you make you stronger,
right,
and make you more determined and create a national will. And I can tell you something: bombs are not dropping; they are dropping in your mind. You've been to Tel Aviv.
I have not.
So come to Tel Aviv. You will see the nicest beaches.
I know people are crazy about it.
The best restaurants, the nicest girls. The best hotels. People are happy. You go in Rothschild Boulevard at 1 o'clock in the morning. You see high tech in the second and third floor and coffee shops. It's a terrific place. Yes, from time to time there is a suicide bomber here and there. In all and all, I think there are more casualties in the United States than on Israel per 1 million.
It might be the case.
Might be, and might be also wrong.
Yeah, who knows?
Whatever.
You have...
And by the way, I want to mention that I think, in spite of what I said, I think forging peace with the Palestinian is number one in importance. Not because of the high tech, and we have to go and finish this conflict because of the Israelis, but very much because of the Palestinians, who are entitled also to good and nice life like we are entitled to.
Will it happen in our lifetime?
I cannot accept the idea that it will not happen. But I tell you, if nobody will work that it will happen, it won't happen.
Well, listen, Yossi, this has been amazing, continued success, and I've learned so much from you in my career. You've been such a great mentor.
It's mutual.
You know what? You've been a great mentor to me. I learned a lot about just building companies and being a good person in the industry and playing nice with people, and
it comes back. What you send on the water, what you cast on the water comes back.
Yeah, and I think it's a good lesson for people, because sometimes people want to win so much that they behave badly, don't they?
Yeah.
They make mistakes. You see it so often, right?
Not so often, but there is a percentage.
Yeah.
I think we are all lucky that this percentage, I don't know if it's 5% or 8% or 3%, but it's there.
It's low. It's very low. But you do see this bad behavior.
Yeah, sure.
And you just disengage with those people?
Yeah, I don't quarrel with them. I just don't want to deal with them, and that is.
Yeah, I think that's some of the best advice you gave me early in my career. Was, hey, this is
away.
people over here who are toxic or not good people, stay away.
Stay away. Get them out of your life. Don't quarrel with them. Just ignore them and ask them to ignore you, and go. We are 7 billion of us are on the globe. So if you interact only with 6.995,
it's okay.
You still have enough.
And you hopeful for humanity? A lot of people look at what's happening on the planet. They get very depressed. Global warming, energy, smog in China, all these things. People worry. Are you worried about the planet and humanity, or you feel positive after all these years of experience and what you've seen?
I have to say something which may sound provincial.
Okay.
I am worried about things in my country. I don't aspire to fix the world. I don't aspire to fix my country, but I think if I can do some few good things, then I'm very happy to make the society a little bit more just.
All right, on that, thank you, Yossi Vardi, for joining me on This Week in Startups. Thanks again to Kara Swisher and Walt Mossberg for allowing me to do interviews here for the second year. I've enjoyed coming here for so many years, and you guys, you're a mensch, obviously, but Walt and Kara, you guys are great mensches for allowing me to do this, and I truly appreciate it. We'll see you next time on This Week in Startups. Bye-bye.